You saw the title. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about the possibility and apparently the reality that Zack Snyder's Snyderverse might be returning and in the hands of Comcast Universal due to a licensing agreement that just recently happened with WB Discovery and Comcast. So if you've been following what's been going on, just recently it was David Ayer who posted a picture of the headquarters of WB without a caption or anything, and it looked like he was hinting at something. Of course, for years he's been saying, bring back the Snyderverse, restore the Snyderverse, and, well, let me release the Ayer cut. At the same time, we've had people over in Zack Snyder's camp saying they want to continue it, and that Zack Snyder is reaching multiple deals with big studios to produce content. And we already know that he locked in a lucrative Netflix deal, but reportedly he's also free to work elsewhere, and his next stop might just be Universal. Now, where things get interesting is that people are connecting the dots because it looks like Universal and WB are starting to reach some sort of a licensing deal and agreement for, well, to renew some of the licenses they already have in place, like Harry Potter, for example, but to also continue to work in various different content making and distribution aspects. And recently, we've had David Zaslav, the president of WB, talk about how he's interested in licensing more content, from video games to IPs to rival studios. Enter the Universal talks, where we're hearing Universal is going to be offloading some of their content onto HBO in an agreement for distribution, but also that they will be licensing specific content from WB, which includes DC, and it's not off limit. And since Elseworld tales exist, apparently Zack Snyder will be returning and licensed to restore the Snyderverse under Universal. Now, again, this isn't the first time we've heard about this. We've heard about people talking about how there's a deal in place for Netflix, or it's going to happen, and then it doesn't happen, and then it's dead again, and then we hear rumors again. So while we don't have anything right now, I think it is rather interesting that at the same time we're hearing that Zack Snyder could be moving to Universal down the road, we're getting details on a potential distribution partnership and licensing of content to Universal, and that DC isn't off limits. This has more lined up for it than Netflix ever did. Now, of course, it's all going to be in the fine print and what happens because, hey, if Universal gets their hands on DC content like the Snyderverse, how does that effectively change the landscape for DC and distribution? Because is Justice League 2 produced by Universal going to be allowed to come out in a close proximity to James Gunn's Justice League? Like, the logistics there are just insane and kind of seem like wishful thinking here. But again, crazier things have happened, so I guess we're just going to have to wait and see, because I guess the universe might be back.